When it comes to heaven, it's sad to me that very few books on why God allows evil, on the problem of evil, deal with it at all. And in my book, I mention the fact that when you go through and look at some of the major works on the problem of evil, heaven is almost never mentioned. Eternal life almost doesn't occur, except maybe at the end where they say, well, we don't understand why God allows evil now, but we will in heaven. That's not enough, frankly, in my opinion. The Bible always pits the suffering of this earth against the joys of heaven, as C.S. Lewis put it, and no solution to the problem of evil that does not do so can be called a Christian one. That's what C.S. Lewis said. I agree with Lewis 100% on that. And think about it just for a minute. If eternity is true, if we're really going to live forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, if we really are going to live that long, then eternity will dwarf our suffering here to insignificance. One of the important things about heaven for me is that God is preparing us, and this goes back to free will. He's given us free will, and we're learning lessons here on earth, namely that sin is just a very stupid thing to do. And these lessons that we're learning here on earth are preparing us for God to give us eternal life in His kingdom, where, as Dallas Willard put it, we can do what we want to do. That He wants to set us free in His kingdom to do what we want to do. And so to not have that aspect, that God is going to bring us into His kingdom and give us eternal life and let us even reign over it, because that's what it says in Revelation 22:5, that we're going to reign forever and ever. To leave that out of the equation, I think, frankly, causes a lot of people who write on this subject to really struggle, because if our existence here on earth is just about suffering now, if it's just about suffering here, then how do you explain all the suffering that we're going through? But if it is about getting into the kingdom forever and ever and ever, in other words, if this life is just boot camp for eternal life, then our suffering here will be dwarfed to insignificance by eternal life.
Biola University prepares Christians to think biblically about everything, from science to business to education and the arts. Learn more at biola.edu.